Yo, what's good? What's good? Just landed in New York. About to meet up with Nat Butler. This guy has taken some of the most iconic photos in NBA history. Since the 80s, he's shot damn near every NBA Finals, capturing legends like Magic, Jordan, Kobe, Iverson. The list goes on. Even got a couple of shots with your boy. I'm just excited to hear about his story and just pick up his brain on his craft and learn a little bit more about photography.
I'm finally. People kept asking, "When you doing a book?" And I was like, "Okay." So I am finally doing one, and I've had a very difficult time picking out shots because, thankfully, I have a lot to choose from. You know,
A lot of years.
a lot of years. The first thing I've realized is I probably should have done a book 10 years in, not 40.
There's too many pictures.
There's too many. The craziest story, the first time I ever met Kobe he was a rookie. He goes, "You're Nathaniel Butler." I was like, "Do I owe money?" Or something like, and he gave me a big hug and he said, No. He goes, "When I was a kid in Italy, I had Jordan posters all over his room. And he said, I would see your name on all the posters." Getting to know Kobe and finding out more about him, that was his whole psyche, personality, like so detailed. So he would be a guy looking at the MJ poster and looking at every single detail in the MJ poster, and he would recognize a name, which is crazy. It would be like me and my mom were the only ones that would look at the name on the photo, you know?
Yeah, that's cool, man.
But that one, I want to put that in because it's, you know,
this gotta go in. Like, ain't no when I look at this, obviously just knowing the story between Kobe and MJ is just like student and then like master or whatever, and like he's wearing Jordans, like Kobe's wearing Jordans, like it's just can't not have that, you know? It's just so iconic, like that's dope. Oh, this looks like the exact same picture, right? That's crazy. That's All-Star game.
All-Star game, and then that was a regular season game, him blown by somebody.
So with those two, even like the similarities are obviously right there, but if you had to choose one, what do you do?
I would beg the publisher to add an extra page. I would maybe go with the Raptors instead of All-Star because in my head, like, and I know he was with the Nets for a while, but I still have Vince as a Raptor.
Cause like even when I was looking at this, like I literally went to the shadows and I looked at this one and I'm like, oh man, like this looks like not cooler, but like it just the shadow just gives it like such a different like feel. And then obviously like just playing in Toronto, like knowing about Vince and what he did for the game in Canada, and this is home, so like it feels I'll pick that for sure.
When Vince went to Toronto, we would go to Toronto a lot, and I realized immediately how big basketball was in Canada. Like it was huge. And the fans in Toronto, when they had the place outside, what was it called?
Jurassic Park. Yeah.
During the finals,
that was crazy.
Was insane.
I remember in college, I was watching that. Like I was in college watching Jurassic Park. I was like, yo, like this is great. I always had teammates from Canada, like on my team, talking about it, and like they always repping for their team, and like nobody really like caring about it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like super crazy that like that I got drafted in and we was able to win a championship.
So this one is a couple of bums that just won the championship here. You know,
I never seen this picture. That's cool.
And we had
yeah, we did something crazy though. I ain't gonna lie. Like even for me at that time, it was like my third year in the NBA when I won the championship. I was happy, obviously. Like I was a big part of like winning the championship. So I think it gives you a different feeling about it. But also like I didn't really get to like really enjoy it because I'm thinking like, man, like I'm gonna get right back to it. You know what I mean? Like you took it for granted at that time. But now you just realize like, man, it's really hard. Yeah. It's really hard to do.
At 27, you're a champion. Things where they talk about pictures taking on a life of its own. So the first thing I see this picture and I get pissed because this spot right here was supposed to be for AI. He didn't show up. And we had it planned out.
It's like nobody would really know that though. For me, I started photography, and obviously I'm not a professional, and I like taking pictures, and I love content creating and all that, but I feel like it's kind of crazy for me to call myself a photographer just because I know that there's people that actually put the work in and like do it for a living. What would be a time where you would say like, or even in your experience, where you felt like, oh man, you can call yourself a photographer?
It's sort of like twofold, because you're always starting that creative process in your head, and then the next step is just becoming comfortable with whatever equipment you have. That's your tool for that particular time. So you have that camera. If you're clicking that picture and you have confidence, knowing what you have in your mind and what you're seeing and what the tool is, when that all comes together, whenever that may be, then you're a photographer.